This is Around the Farm, and I'm your host, Clint Schaffer, and we're going to be talking about all things ag. Today we have a bonus episode that takes you behind the scenes at Climate FieldView. I'm talking to a couple of colleagues, Stephanie Lynch and Juan Mayta, both managers for the FieldView customer support team. They'll tell us all the ways that FieldView sets farmers up for success, including some you may not have known. Stephanie and Juan, welcome to the show. How about you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Thanks for having us, Clint. My name is Stephanie Lynch. I've been with Climate now for about 3.5 years. I started out in the field as a climate business manager, supporting the Missouri market. I just recently moved into the office, and I am the new customer success manager with the team. So really enjoying the new role and being able to support our farmers.
And my name is Juan Mayta. I am also a customer success manager here in St. Louis. I was also in the field. I've been with Climate with about 4 years. I was in Minnesota before, and I moved here in 2017. And yeah, I'm part of the team that provides support and engagement tactics for our customers.
So climate support, we all have probably a good feeling of, what support really means, but tell the listeners, really what does climate support really consist of?
Yeah, Clint, absolutely. So we have a couple different divisions of support that we have here in-house in St. Louis. So a lot of folks don't realize that all of our support team that is internal is actually here at the office in St. Louis. So all of us kind of have different areas of the business that we're really focused on and maintaining. And so really working together and being collaborative as a support team to deliver timely and a great experience for our customers and our users is top of mind and really our number one priority.
Yeah, so you talked about different divisions and different areas. What are those different roles within that support team?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have roughly 30 folks total on our support team. A couple of those different divisions are focused just really on certain areas of the business that might be pain points for customers. So our first area is our RAA team. So that's our regional account advisor team. They're really focused on any of the billing issues, account management, account maintenance, from payments, being able to share different fields or operations across other trusted partners and advisors. So they're able to help with a lot of those different type of things. Our second group is our customer success team. This is the team that Juan and I both lead. This team is really focused on proactive and outbound engagement. So they're focused on being able to just identify customers that maybe aren't utilizing key features of the product and really show them, hey, this is an area that you might see some value in, or this is an area that you might really find helpful or impactful for your experience on our product. So our team is really more of like a proactive outbound resource to be able to help kind of the silent user or the silent customer that we have. The other side is more of our kind of reactive. So we do have an 888 number that at any time, any customer, dealer, or anyone who might be utilizing Climate can reach out to. We have a level 1 and then also a level 2 of support. So that level 1 really being able to kind of help manage and work through a lot of those common questions that we see. Anything that has to be escalated will then go to level 2, and level 2 will work through and filter through some of those cases.
Now, is everything, over the phone? Do we have any support tactics, as far as maybe a chat or email, things of that nature? How are some of those handled?
Yes, we try to provide multiple channels of communication. We have our direct line, of course, but then we also have live chat that our users can access through our website and also from the app. And then we also have email. We have our support at Climate email that we monitor all the time. We get questions there all the time, and we have a person in there every day that looks at those questions. And sometimes we could just reply the email, or sometimes we can call back to that farmer or dealer that submitted a question. And most recently, we added our Climate Activation Specialist, our CASs. So it's the first kind of geek squad out there in the field. We understand that farmers sometimes like on-farm support for some of our connectivity processes. And we have this team of CASs now out there that that farmers can access. Right now we're still building the team. It's pretty new, but the idea is that we can now have this on-farm support. And what farmers could do right now, they can call our support line and request maybe an on-farm support, and we can coordinate that. Or maybe some of them already heard from them because they are out there introducing themselves to dealers and DSMs. And we have big expectations for that role, and we hope that will continue elevate the level of support from Climate FieldView.
Well, I know Steph mentioned before, that we have 35 folks within the internal team here. This CAST team, Juan, that you're talking about, there's quite a number of them out there right now, aren't there?
Yes, Clint. I believe the last number is about 160, and I think we're growing.
Wow.
We really see this as the first on-farm support for a digital platform, right? I think we're investing a lot in their training and also in the deployment in the geographies where we have our most users. And we really see this new role as very important to drive activation, engagement, data streaming, and, really help the farmer get the most value of their subscription.
So a lot of folks may think that, being a part of our support team requires an ag background, but that's not always the case. There's a lot of different skill sets on the team. Can you kind of step us through, some of the different backgrounds that folks have on the climate support team?
Yes, Clint, that's correct. We have a variety of backgrounds and experiences with our support team. A lot of folks did come from the farm, and a lot of folks have an ag background. So we do have quite a few precision and ASM degreed folks with us that are currently helping support, in particular, with equipment compatibility. That's a big piece of the business that we're currently focused on, is being able to help and support and maintain compatibility with certain customers and specific customers. Another piece that we have is some folks that are really, really keen on data management and data management specialists. So really they specialize in being able to take really large data sets, bring them in, and really get some clean quality data for a customer. And lastly, we have also some other folks with some really unique skill sets in soils, in fertility, and then also even in some seeding and so forth.
That is great to hear. I think it's a key point on any support team to have that wide, diversified set of skills to, especially within agriculture. It's not a cut and dried industry, right? I mean, there's a lot of different areas, and I think when we're looking at digital farming, as we expand our product, I think it's just even more key to get folks with that wide, diversified set of skills.
Indeed, being on a team and really in a support team, we all have to really work together, collaborate, and lean on each other for, specific skills and items and things that might come up. So it's a very collaborative group. Really, you kind of know who your go-to person is for specific features of the business and features of the product. And the team does a really good job of reaching out to those folks and really working collaboratively with one another.
Well, I would imagine, listeners probably also are sitting there wondering, man, anytime that I think about support, I'm always thinking about long wait times, and I gotta dial a phone number and sit there for a while. How are we tackling that, and what are some of the wait times that folks would expect to have calling into Climate?
Yeah, this past year, it was actually, a really, really great experience for us this planting season. We were able to actually keep our average wait time to 2 minutes and 31 seconds.
Wow.
Yes. And a lot of that was due to a couple things, really. We did get some support and some assistance from CBMs that are out in the field, so they were able to help us out during some of our peak times. Another thing is we analyzed when those peak times were, kind of what the trends were during planting. So where we saw trends of just higher peak times and higher wait times was during lunch. The lunchtime kind of rush was really more difficult for us to manage. So what we did is we really tried to beef up assistance and some additional aid and support during those timeframes. Also after 4 p.m. was another time frame. So really just kind of sitting back, analyzing when we were needing a little bit more support, and then making some just tweaks and changes to our schedule to be able to deliver, quick assistance to farmers, which most of these folks are in the field. They don't want to wait a long time. They want some just really fast, immediate assistance and experience.
One thing I would add to that is, we added this year the callback option which I think I encourage farmers to use. What happens is when our queue is every agent is taking a call and we don't have any available agent, the caller will get a prompt that says a callback. I think it's option 1. They can click that and basically they can hang up the phone, but then on our system here, the clock keeps running. So we have a smart center, we call it, where we can see in a big screen there, hey, we have this caller is waiting more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we all kind of help each other out to say, please help this person, right? So there's a lot of work behind the scenes that we try to track and monitor to make sure we try to reduce that wait time, especially during planting time, right? So the other thing we try to address are call duration. So working with our support people, trying to help them be more efficient, also understanding the types of issues that maybe take longer, right? We had a few calls that sometimes last like 2 hours, like an hour and a half, right? So we go in there and say, what happened here? What can we do different? So, right, we coach our people on how to be efficient, how to, do both, be efficient on the phone, but also help the customer. So there's a lot of, continuous improvement that happens behind the scenes.
Now, you talked about hours, and really going into the planting season, Steph, you talked about the lunch hour and after 4 o'clock. And I know I've called in to support other companies' support, in outside of agriculture. And a lot of times it's, from 8 to 5, right? And it's really hard for me to call in if I'm working from 8 to 5 to get that called in. What have we done to help out with those types of extended hours?
Indeed, we do offer during peak season. We offer a extended schedule, so it's 7 to 7 during the week, and then on the weekend we have Saturday and also Sunday coverage. Saturday is 8 to 5, and then Sunday is noon to 4. And we know that, farmers, it's been really a difficult planting season this past year. So we're currently offering Saturday coverage still. So we do have a 9 to 2 support for, those difficult times that we're starting to see peak coverage go up.
So one of the other things is, you talked about tracking all of these metrics, whether it's durations or call times, things of that nature. Last time I walked down to the support team, you guys have a wall that I want to call out that is pretty much probably the coolest wall in the climate office. Tell the listeners, what wall I'm actually talking about here.
Yeah, I can comment on that. And so that was a project that we started last year. We call it now our Smart Center. And basically our six big TVs that they had connected to Chromebooks, and basically they display different metrics that are relevant to us: wait times, call volume. We have a wall of fame and a wall of shame, and then we also have a map that shows like customers that are streaming data, right? Which shows kind of the progress, maybe where like a heat map, right? Or where are the hot spots where planting is happening. That can help us be a little bit more proactive, more strategic about how to be more efficient with our support line.
Are you also launching things to like the moon? Because that's what it looks like. When I walk down there, it looks like, Houston's center here of launching satellites up.
That's right, Clint. We're having fun with that Smart Center. The other thing I can mention on that is we've been acquiring different monitors, different displays from, most of the monitors that our customers use, right? We have the John Deere displays, Case IH, Trimble, Raven, Precision Planting, right? So we have about 12 monitors right now, Ag Leader, right? So as we expand compatibility, we are also trying to buy that display that the farmer is using, so we can kind of put ourselves in their shoes and see what they're seeing to be better at it. So it's been expanding. We just acquired another table, so it's growing. So we do plan on having the right displays in there that can help us with connectivity. As for example, the prescription business grows, right, and farmers are using more variable rate prescriptions. We want to have the right monitors in there to be able to provide good support.
Well, I tell you what, every time that I walk down there, it just looks like an extremely fun place to work. And I'm sure that there's, listeners out there that either A, would have some interest coming in and looking at working for Climate, or maybe know somebody. What do you look for in a new hire?
Yeah, Clint, we're really looking for folks that, are number one, just super passionate about digital agriculture and what could be with digital agriculture. There, really is the sky's the limit within this space, and it's really ultimately still a very new space that is, driving a lot of actions and decisions across farms. And I think just folks that are have the ability to just dream big with us is kind of that number one quality that we're really looking for. Also looking for folks that have precision backgrounds or ASM experience. Folks that have that on-farm experience is extremely valuable to what we're doing and very applicable to our business. And lastly, just a hard worker and a team player. A lot of what we do here in the office is it's very collaborative. You're working across multiple different teams and with multiple different folks in the field, internally and then also externally. So being able to just work across 3 or 4 different teams is really a huge asset to anyone who would be joining Climate. One last thing I wanted to mention was any folks out there who may be interested in joining Climate, but not quite ready to pick up and move to St. Louis. We do have some in-field roles available with our Climate Activation Specialist role. Anyone who might be interested in that, if they can reach out to their local CBM and their geography, or they can email us at customersuccess@climate.com, and we'd be happy to follow up with them.
Well, that is fantastic. So hopefully there's folks out there that may show some interest. And if there is, what's a phone number they can reach us at, or how can they live chat us?
Yes, Clint. So our support line is 1-888-924-7475. That's our main line. We have an email as well, support@climate.com. And then they can also access our live chat to our different platforms on web and mobile.
Also, Clint, just wanted to add on to that. Anyone who may be looking for a career with Climate, if they go onto our webpage under careers, we are constantly posting roles that are currently open. So please feel free to anyone take a peek at that at any time and see what we have currently available.
Well, that sounds great. Well, Juan, Steph, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules here to come in and have a chat with me here. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. I really appreciate having the honor to be here.
Thank you, Clint. I really enjoyed this podcast. I think it's something that is really great. It's going to help us connect with more customers and more people and everyone out there that is passionate about digital agriculture.
Well, thank you, Juan, and also, as always, thank you to the listeners who came on and subscribed and listened to us here for this episode. Around the Farm is brought to you by Climate FieldView. Don't miss any episodes. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts, or find episodes on climate.com. I want to hear from you, so be sure to send me your thoughts and questions by going to Twitter and using the FieldView Twitter handle @FieldView. Use the hashtag FieldViewClint so I can find your tweet. I'd love to answer your questions in some upcoming episodes. And speaking of feedback, we'd love it if you'd take a minute to rate the show, give us 5 stars, and give us a review. And as always, we'll see you around the farm.